you guys. It's Gretchen. We are going to put this together as a premiere. I was having internet issues again and continued. So after my live stopped a couple of times, like the Meteor crash, I'm doing a space theme thing tonight and it's like, boom. So I decided I would record the story and put it out as a premiere, and you'll get it. So the story, as I said tonight, is called Moonboy, and it is by Carolyn Garcia. It is the 25th anniversary of this book being published, and it is a wonderful story about acceptance, friendship, and all of the things that children's books really have lessons for us, for adults too. They're for all ages. So sometimes the story comes across as simple, but the lesson is very, very current and very deep. But the illustrations too that Carolyn Garcia did for this, as a channel being about stories and art. The art in this book is phenomenal. It is, let me show you right here. There it is. So, Moonboy by Carolyn Garcia. You can see the vibrant colors and all that it has with it, the graphic illustrations. Several people talked about it, and when it first came out, talked about the art commands interest. Old-fashioned cross-hatching combines with postmodern figures in an arresting mix of classic and contemporary styles. It just, everything. Garcia's stylized cartoon illustrations are simple and spacious with delicately drawn details and bright, varied patterns. And Moonboy's changing feelings are written large enough on his moon face for younger children to follow. It's just wonderful. So I hope you'll enjoy this and join me for Moonboy. Written and illustrated by Carolyn Garcia. Now, this is something I thought was pretty spectacular. Moonboy was inspired by her dear friend Allison O'Donoghue's wonderful sculpture, which she called Moonboy. "Could you write me a story about Moonboy for my daughter Zola?" she asked. And I said, yes. And that's how this book began. I love that the book is inspired by a piece of art. So cool. Moonboy by Carolyn Garcia. Moonboy gazed through the swirling, twinkling night sky of Earth. "Will you take me there, Father?" Moonboy asked, shivering with excitement. "You know my work is never done. I have to pull the tides in all the oceans on Earth," said the old man in the moon, his face grinning with pride. Then the old man paused, the smile on his face fading. He knew the day would come when you would want to see new things. "I don't want to leave you," Moonboy said, "but I do wish I could go there." Suddenly, Moonboy felt light as dust. As he floated away, his father called, "You won't be alone. I will shine down on you, my sweet boy, and please shine back at me." On a swish of a wish, Moonboy flew toward Earth. He landed atop a hill overlooking the town of Poppygold. Moonboy clapped his hands. When he saw the people of the town coming and going, he noticed a boy doing cartwheels across a green lawn. "Hello," the people said to one another. "How are you? Nice weather we're having." Moonboy ran down the hill toward a group of children. "Hello, hello, hello," he sang, turning 3 cartwheels. The children stared at him with their mouths hanging open. They looked at each other and ran away. "Did I do something wrong?" Moonboy wondered. He walked into town, turning cartwheels and saying hello to every person he saw, but the people didn't say a thing. They only looked at him out of narrowed eyes and hurried away, whispering at each other. Moonboy returned to the hilltop and watched as the people disappeared into their houses. He decided that he should have one too. In a wish, there was his house. It was different from the other houses of Poppy Gold, but Moonboy liked it very much. Now he had a house. He went outside every morning and waited for people to come and say hello. Nice weather we're having, he practiced saying, even when it rained. But no one came to see him. Instead, they pointed at his house and rushed away when he waved at them. Is my house wrong? He thought sadly. One night, he tiptoed through town and peeked inside houses. In one house, the people were having a party. He heard them singing, "Happy birthday to you," and a smile rose on Moonboy's face. A party, he thought. I'll have a birthday party and invite them all. Then they will say hello. Back at his own house, Moonboy wished for a table and chairs. He wished for lots of food and a birthday cake with blazing candles. All night he stayed up making party hats, confetti, and decorations. Early the next morning, he crept down to Poppy Gold and delivered his invitations. Moonboy rushed back up the hill and put on a party hat. He was so excited that he glowed brightly, and he thought, I hope my father can see me now. Moonboy waited and waited. Whenever someone came near the hill, he sprang to his feet, cartwheeled, and yelled, "Nice weather we're having!" But nobody answered. Nobody came. Moonboy sat all alone at his table. Sadly, he sang, "Happy birthday to you." Then he scrunched his eyes and wished for a friend, but nothing happened. "I wish for a friend," he cried. He looked around hopefully, but no one appeared. In Poppy Gold, Ed Bread stood in his room, gazing at Moonboy's house. Ed held the invitation. Moonboy had delivered to his doorstep. He wanted to go to the party, but everyone said, "We mustn't go. We dare not go. The new boy's head glows." Ed didn't understand what they meant, so he decided to find out. The following day, Ed went to Cece Shiny's house. Her daughters, Bee and Truly, met him at the door and chimed, Wipe your feet on that mat, Ed." "Sit on the towel," Truly said before Ed could settle into a gleaming white couch. Ed sat stiffly but came right to the point. "Why do the people think the new boy is weird?" "Because he has two odd little doors where his shirt should be," Truly shrieked. Cece hissed, "What's behind those doors on his chest? That's what I want to know." She leaned close to Ed, spraying a cloud of air freshener above his head. "I think he's full of dust bunnies," she confided. "And dust chickens and dust dogs," Truly squealed. "Dogs that shed," Bee joined in with the furious glee. "Dust rhinos, dust hippopotami, dust elephants." "Spots and dust," shuddered Cece. Yes. If we'd gone to that party, our dresses would have gotten gray and greasy." Next, Ed visited the baker, Leroy Sprinkle. Leroy was rolling out pie dough and squinting at Moonboy's house through a telescope. "I see you're looking at the new boy's house. What do you think of him?" Ed asked politely. In dreadful tones, Leroy Sprinkle said, There's a machine inside him, a super souped up cookie making, donut shaping, pie baking machine. He let out a sob. That machine in his chest will put me out of business. His party was just an excuse for people to sample his machine-made pies, lemon meringue, chocolate, coconut cream. When Ed said goodbye, Leroy didn't answer. He was too busy peering through the telescope and rolling his pie dough to pieces. Now, across the street, Slim and Esma Biddle lived in a horribly hot house filled with cactus plants. When Ed asked them about the new boy, Esma began to shiver. Slim and I know it's behind those doors of his. Ice cold, shivery, rivery, murky blue water. Esma's false teeth chattered. Slim grabbed a blanket and wrapped it around his shoulders. Cold water, he agreed, full of slimy squids and electric eels and a giant octopus that'll shoot icy ink in her eye. You would have opened those doors at that party and flooded us right off the hill. Some party, Esma sniffed. Stay away from him or he'll turn you into a snowman. Brrr! Ed nodded, but now he knew. There was only one way to find out about Moonboy. He would have to see for himself. Up the hill Ed went, trying not to be scared. Moonboy saw him coming and called, "Hello, hello. Nice weather we're having." Hello, Ed stammered. He wanted to run away, but he made himself stand still. "I'm Moonboy," the new boy smiled, and his head glowed like 100 fireflies. "You want to see my house? Want to have a party?" Maybe, said Ed. Then he forgot his manners and blurted, "Everyone thinks you're weird. They think that you have bad stuff behind those doors. What's inside of you, Moonboy?" "Oh, what's inside of you?" asked Moonboy, pointing at Ed's chest. "Oh, just bones and a heart," Ed answered, trying to remember science lesson. "But what's in your heart?" Moonboy asked. And suddenly, Ed understood exactly what Moonboy meant. In a rush, he said, "Mom and Dad and my brothers and sisters, my goldfish in her bowl, sand at the beach, my red bike, lots of neat things." "Me too," said Moonboy, while reaching for the glass knobs on his front. Ed held his breath, and slowly Moonboy's doors began to open. Look at that. "Now will you be my friend?" asked Moonboy. "Yes," shouted Ed, as he turned a cartwheel. Moonboy cartwheeled too. Upside down, they grinned at each other. "Let's go show everyone in Poppygold what's in you," Ed hollered. "Do you think they'll come here for a party?" asked Moonboy. "Let's find out," Ed replied. He rolled down the hill with Moonboy right behind him. Ed took hold of Moonboy's hand, and together they showed everyone in Poppygold who Moonboy really was. Together they prepared for the party, and when they saw the people of Poppygold coming up the hill, they opened the door wide and yelled, "Hello!" The end. Look at that. Everybody came. Look at what was in Moonboy's heart. So many wonderful things. Mittens. A dove with a hat. A fish with a hat, too. All kinds of things. Lots of hats. Everybody's wearing party hats. So cute. And there he's shining up at his father, the moon, which kind of looks like a wheel of cheese. At least in my mind. Author's note. Although I didn't have two doors on my chest and a big glowing head like Moonboy, I have a lot in common with him. Like Moonboy, I had a hard time making friends when I was a kid. I was shy, biracial, and had a flair for the strange. This made life for me hard sometimes. When I wrote Moonboy 25 years ago, the subject of acceptance, diversity, and friendship was at the heart of my book. All of these years later, I hear the heartbeat stronger than ever. It beats in every kind word and gentle gesture. I hope it will inspire children for years to come to always seek out the beauty that we all have inside of us. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, wow, and wow. Okay, I'm coming over here. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. I don't know about you guys, but that is a book that I am going to cherish. I love the idea of him opening up to see when he asks, "What's in your heart?" When Moonboy asks Ed, "Well, what's in your heart?" That is something that I think we can all identify with. And think about that next question. Because we know what's inside us, but what's really inside us. That's pretty cool. So you guys, that's the story that I was going to share live with you tonight, but instead you're going to get as a premiere. So, everybody, until next time, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to the story, tapping into this. And until next time, everybody, and all bucket fillers, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you'll find it, the first place you'll find it is when you go look in the mirror. And I'll see you next time.
In the heat of the night, we could